tell you what I love. The thing that really makes my heart sing. And I know it probably sounds silly to most people, but I don't care about that. The thing that I love more than anything is a clean white sheet. There's nothing quite like a clean white sheet, is there? Blank, clean, all those tightly woven fibres hanging together, twisted together so tight. So many of them over and over that they create this one massive, unbroken surface that you can spread out and lie down on. Or spread out over an ironing board. Apply the heavy metal and hot steam and smooth out any creases until it's perfect. That's the best time to get the smell too when you're ironing it. The smell of your wash powder and your fabric conditioner comes back at you then, right up in your face in the steam. You can breathe it in and think to yourself, yeah, I'm glad I splashed out on Bold and Lenore and I didn't just grab the cheap stuff from Aldi. I'm glad I popped down to Home Bargains. I mean, there's no way I'd wash my white sheets in anything else, not when it takes me so long to find them. All those Saturday mornings traipsing along Newland Ave, scouring the charity shop rails. You'd think white sheets would be easy to come by, but they're not, you know. Flowery sheets, yeah. Gaudy, patterned kids' sheets, yeah, 10 a penny. Buy them every weekend if that's the sort of thing you're after. But plain white, good quality sheets, no, think again. Not at all easy to find. They're like rocking horse shit. Especially the good ones like these. Dormer or the old Marks and Spencer ones. You have to accept, you know, they're probably going to have the odd mark on them. That's just par for the course. But they're not a match for me and my extensive array of stain removers. The thing is, when you buy good cotton, pure cotton, you can stick them in the washer on 90 as well. Boil them up a bit. Get them gleaming. I think I first became obsessed with charity shop sheets when I was about 15. My granny used to drag me around all the charity shops every weekend since I was little. Since I can remember, every weekend more or less. She used to say you could get some right bargains. She used to say, some people must have more money than sense, the things you find in charity shops. Especially the stuff with the tag still on. Brand new Next stuff or BHS still with the tags on. I never knew if she was more happy or pissed off when she found the stuff with the tag still on. I used to say, well, lucky for us they do, eh? But she never laughed. Later on, when she'd washed whatever it was and ironed it, and had me doing a fashion show up and down the living room to show it off, then she looked happy. I feel bad now when I think about it. I was a little madam, really. Once I got to about 12, I was not frigging happy about twirling up and down the living room in someone else's cast-offs. I used to play up blue murder about it. And I used to know I'd upset her. I could see it in her eyes. Even though she never got mad or out, I still knew. She used to say, and I could just see her face, the way she used to say it, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I never understood why she looked so sad when she said it. Not back then. I'll have to pop to the cemetery this weekend, take her some carnations. She loved carnations. No bugger else is going to take her any, are they? I'll tell you another thing I love, as well as white sheets, and that's black paint. There's nothing like a pot of thick, gloopy, glossy black paint, is there? I keep a glass special, so I can see it properly when I'm pouring it out. I like to see it up against the glass, look at it right up close. They say black's black, because it's absorbed all the other colours, don't they? But it's not that there's nothing there when you're looking at black. It's all there. All the colours. Every colour of the rainbow, every colour of the spectrum. It's like it's taken them all in, and tangled them all up together, meshed them all up together to create this thick black darkness. Some people say it's morbid to love black, like it's the colour of evil or death. I don't go into all that way of thinking. Sounds like bollocks to me. Sounds like the type of thing people who never have a good point to make will say. There's nothing like black on white when you just want to get the message across. That's why I always use black paint on a white sheet. Every Sunday, after Corrie, I get my music on. Not too loud, because there's flats above and flats below, and flats next door either side, but just loud enough for me so I can settle. And I iron my sheet. I get my glass out, pour out my black paint, and I've got a special brush that I use every time. I looked up the best kind to get. The best kind to get solid finish on the edges of the strokes that don't leave bristles in the paint. Because I was getting a lot of that when I first started, but not now. Not now, I've got my special brush. After we'd been round the charity shops, it was Saturday afternoon treats at bacon banjo, and that's what we'd have, bacon banjos. Mine with red sauce, Granny's with brown, iced fingers for afters, and then we always had one of those frothy coffees as well. Well, not always, not when I was little, obviously. Then it was Kirk floats for me, or milkshakes with squirty cream on top. But once I got to about 12, actually, probably around the same time, I was a little madam about the fashion show. Well, then it was frothy coffees after that. Our Saturday afternoon treat, just the two of us together. Well, except for that one time my man showed up, right out the blue. I could tell my granny didn't know she was coming. The look on her face told me that. Well, actually, it's probably more accurate to say the colour of her face told me. I'd never seen her look like that before. And I never saw it since, not even when she was right near the end. She didn't speak for ages. She just sat there with her white grey face looking up at her. My mum said, "All right, ma'am." And I never actually realised it was my mum until she said that. But then I knew, because, well, my granny only had one daughter, so then I knew it must be her. My granny said, "I'm fine, Pauline, but you're going to ask your daughter how she is as well." She never even looked at me, sitting there with froth on my nose and ketchup on my chin. My mum said, "I knew I shouldn't have bothered. I knew you'd start." And then she turned around and walked out. My granny turned around and watched her go. And when the door closed, she didn't turn back for a while. I saw her lift her hand up to her face for a minute. And then she turned back round, had a sip of her frothy coffee and said, "Good riddance to bad rubbish." She always said a frothy coffee could fix anything, Granny did. I learned to make them myself when she couldn't get out to the shops and to bacon banjo anymore. Okay, one last thing I love, and then that's it. Bungee straps. I know, it's weird. I've just always loved bungee straps. Especially this kind. Because some of them are cheap rubbish, but not these ones. They're like really smooth when you run them through your fingers. And all the threads are twined together real tight. And I love the colours. Green and gold and red. They remind me of the school ties they used to wear at that posh school down Springbank. I hated them kids because of their ties. They always looked so shiny and colourful and smart, especially next to their black blazers and their white shirts and the thick black tights the girls used to wear and their shiny patent leather shoes. I always felt real scruffy when I saw those kids. And I never usually felt scruffy when I was little. Not until I saw them. But then I was in the camping shop and I saw these bungee straps in the exact same colours and I knew it was a sign. I had to have them. And they've been brilliant. They've lasted me all this time in all weathers, hanging there on the motorway bridge, Sunday night to Friday night. I mean, I know there's no guarantee she'll actually see my sheets, but I think it's worth persevering. That's another thing Granny used to say. Ooh, God loves a trier. So I'm trying now. Every Sunday, I get my music on, I get my sheet out, I get my black paint and my bungee straps, and I hang it on the motorway bridge. Same message every time. Pauline Woodcock, 2 p.m, Saturday, BBs. I know she'll know what it means if she sees it. Because, well, before she died, my granny said that before I was born, she used to go there every Saturday with my mum too. And I didn't want to put the full name, because I didn't want any weirdos turning up. Or the coppers telling me off for my sheets. I hope my granny's not mad. She's looking down. Because I know she said good riddance to bad rubbish, but all the other times in the charity shops, she said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And she always said a frothy coffee could fix anything, so we'll see, eh?